Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum and very good morning to everyone. Thank you for attending the online learning for all, the session for from the CADe latihan from the Center for Academic Development UPM. Okay. Today's session we are going to today's session is a part of sharing session series from the winners of gold medal of the International Putra Innovative Poster Competition of the PicTL 2020, which was held 22nd and 30th October last year. Okay. Today we are so lucky because we are going to listen to the secret. Okay, the secret of the gold medal winner from Dr. Camelia Siti Maya Muhammad Razali from the Music Department, Faculty of Human Ecology. So today we're going to listen what are the secret behind the winning of this kind of poster. Okay. All right. So, but before we start, I would like to remind to all the guests and the participant today participant that please mute your mic. And then if you would like to ask question, you have to option whether you can write in the chat or you can also wait until end of the session. Okay. But I will allow you to write in the chat. Then if the question, I mean that if later I will read the question or I will give a chance at the end of the session for you to ask the question. So please please mute your mic during the session to ease the session. Okay. All right. So I would like to introduce Dr. Camelia. Who is Dr. Camelia? Okay, Dr. Camelia currently is a lecturer at the Music Department of University Putra Malaysia. Her PhD in music composition was in the University of Bristol, United Kingdom, under the supervision of Professor Dr. Michael Ellison. Okay, Dr. Camelia music are inspired by Asian nuance and Western European music combined through transcultural contemporary ideas. Okay, her interest in music composition lies in composing for contemporary acoustic orchestral, chamber and vocal music. Her music has been performed in United Kingdom and Malaysia. Performance of her composition at major international music festival and concert include Bristol New Music Festival, Contemporary Music Venture Concert Series, and University of Bristol New Music Ensemble concerts. Dr. Camelia has worked and collaborated with prestigious music ensembles and musicians, namely in UK and Malaysia. While in Bristol, her composition Sayuk won the New Music Ensemble Call for Scores in 2015. She has presented papers and written book chapters and many journal articles concerned with addressing through music the possibilities and questions raised by music and text, colliding and interacting cultures in today's world. At the moment, her research, both in composition and writing, has brought upon new music compositions, combining music and Malay poetry, and performed in the United Kingdom. Her book chapter entitled Space and Spacing in Toru Takemitsu's Rains Tree Sketch and Mazilan Salih Malayang. Recently her won Best Creative Writing and in 2019 she also won a silver medal in PicTL and also last year gold medal in PicTL 2020, which the title was Music Anatomy, Learning Anatomy Through Song and Music. Okay, so without further ado, I would like to invite Dr. Camelia to share her secret. Okay, her secret how she can become the medal winner for the last year PicTL to 2020. Dr. Camelia, the floor is yours.
Right. Yeah. Assalamualaikum. Very good morning. Thank you, Madam Moderator, Dr. Zato Hima. Actually, it's my esteemed colleague and dear friend from Faculty of Human Ecology. So I'm actually very happy to have you as the moderator for this session. And thank you very much, Dr. Zato, for a very, very nice introduction for myself. Right, so the thing is, yes, let me go on to the next slide. Salam sejahtera semua. First and foremost, I welcome and thank each and every one of you attending today. Especially thank you, CADe, UPM, Pengarah CADe, and all the timbalan-timbalan Pengarah CADe for inviting me and giving me the honor to share a little on this research project. So at first, I really felt berbesar hati and really bersyukur, grateful to be invited to this series perkongsian pemenang PicTL, ya, winner sharing session of PicTL 2020. So although I am aware there were many other well-regarded gold PicTL winners as well, and to be chosen to be among the few to share this time is another big honor actually for me and of course the research team. Yeah. So let me see. Yeah. So music anatomy, learning anatomy through song and music. So that's the title of the posters. Right. So the thing, let me share here. Okay. Yeah. So before I go on again, Bismillah. Okay. Let me share a bit on the history or the background history of this research project. So actually, interestingly, it all started back during 2019, the PicTL 2019 again. So during this time, the poster competition and conference was going on in the Panggung Experiment, UPM. And that time, I myself with another music researcher from UST Malaya, Dr. Mazlan Saleh. So we were participating in the 2019 poster competition about experiential learning in music actually. So that was when we met and was nicely introduced to other fellow researchers. Yeah, as we know, during that time is where all the researchers gather and connect with each other, right? So that's when I met, or we met, medical researchers, educators, lecturers of the UPM medical faculty. So straight away we talk about possible collaborations, all sorts of research which we could possibly do between medicine and music. So what happened was we carried on that discussions, ideas. So in 2020, our research team successfully obtained the GIPP research grant, which is, as we know, the incentive grant for research in teaching and learning. So with this GIPP grant, which is actually led by our very own Associate Professor, Dr. Halimatus Minhat of UPM Medical Faculty. So we proposed the research idea of actually integrating music in the medical curriculum. So yeah, so just to show this is all the nice people or the lineup of the members of this research group. So we have our leaders and our members, and I've also included the experts involved in this project because they were very much with us from zero, from the beginning, yeah, of this research. So they worked very much closely with us. So we have members of the medical faculty and also members of the music faculty and music department of UST Malaya and UST Putra, yeah, myself. Okay, so Associate Professor Dr. Halimatus is the leader, Dr. Rosni, Dr. Razif, Dr. Siti Zulaika is from the medical faculty, myself, Dr. Mazlan Saleh from the University Malaya Cultural Center, and Dr. Roslaini from the medical faculty of UPNM. Yeah, so the PicTL 2020. So from our first meeting in 2019 between the medical doctors, the medical researchers, and also the music researchers, you know, music educators, we the lecturers as a whole, we're all educators, right? So what we found is we started to discuss and refine the path or the aims, the vision of the project as a whole. So we sat down many times to refine what kind of aims we wanted to achieve. So we decided on touching on the anatomy, yeah? Anatomy from the medical side, and composition, music composition from the music side. Okay, so combine anatomy and the music, the composition branch of music and the anatomy branch of medicine to produce this research, which is called, hence the title of the poster, Music Anatomy, Learning Anatomy Through Song and Music. So the title itself, Music Anatomy, I'm sure it is quite obvious for everyone here, is the combination of the words, right? Music plus anatomy. So there's a very obvious combination. So that is in a way of me creating a catchy title, which I think is quite successful because I managed to catch the attention of our CADe organizers with music anatomy. So I will always keep telling my music students as well, you know, always create something catchy or memorable in your music. So in titles as well, you might want to think about it. So this is the poster which won the gold medal last PicTL 2020. Okay, so the thing is, yeah, a bit of background, what is anatomy and immersive learning. Anatomy, yeah, so it is often considered like the basis, the foundation of medical science, actually, to be more precise, the foundation of medical science. It is very important, yeah. So, but often when I looked up into it, medical students, is often perceived as the very challenging subject, very onerous. Yeah, onerous means very demanding subject, heavy subject in medical education. But at the same time, it's important. You have to grasp it well to further on into your medical degree. So what happens is I found out that anatomy courses are usually taught using rote memorization. Rote means habitual memorization. It's something that we cannot, medical students cannot avoid. They have to do memorization to know all the different parts, bodily parts, structure of the human body, right? So yeah, so anatomy here in medical, I'm referring to the human anatomy, yeah, so not into the animals, or yeah, furthermore. So this is the human anatomy subject course. So what happens is, yeah, it's taught using memorization. There's no other way of doing it. And with lots and lots to memorize, and consider in a very short period of time, considering the length of their study, um, this will create a slightly stressful learning condition for some of the students. Yeah. So when you are stressed, and then they will increase their anxiety levels, you know, of the demands of the course, where they have to achieve a near perfect score, I guess, to excel, because doctors, I'm sure they are expected to know everything inside out of the human anatomy, right? So in UPM medical faculty, for example, the students go through the anatomy course for 4 semesters. So 4 semesters, which is actually in their first and second year. So it's like the new students come in, that's what they start off with. Yeah, they have anatomy in their course list. So they do that for the first 2 years. And actually, the minimum years to take to finish a medical degree is at least 5 years. So 2 years out of 5 years, they do the anatomy class. So it's slightly less than half, you know, of the years they are in the medical degree. So it's quite a lot. We might think, oh, 2 years, that's enough time, but just imagine just 14 weeks here and 14 weeks there of memorizing a whole set of your body, which is quite strenuous. Okay, so and what happens is yeah, so we thought of it is a big heavy subject for medical students because they are human anatomy, yeah, it's concerned with the body structure of the humans, and then we have different parts of the body. We have to study the just the hand, and then the arms, and then everything is just like one part. But actually, in your whole hand, there's the hand, the arm, and then there's the leg, there's the foot, there's the feet, yeah, and different sections and dissections. So there's a lot to take in for the student, and also I'm sure for the lecturers, educators as well. There's a lot for them to push the students to absorb, right? So it is a demanding subject, yes, we acknowledge that, but yet very fundamental and very necessary course to pass the medical degree. Okay, so that's anatomy and immersive learning. So today my audience mainly, most of you are fellow educators as well, I'm sure. So we are always used to this term immersive learning. We've somehow have come across it, have practiced it before, have even experienced it before. So um, just to share a bit on the audience of the immersive learning. Yeah, immersive learning is actually like a method or a tool of to ease and support learning processes. Yeah. So what happens is we want to have uh, to ease and support the memorizing process of the anatomy students. So we thought immersive learning is one of the best ways to employ in the anatomy course. So immersive learning is defined as also actually, if we see nowadays, it involves a lot of inter-physical, virtual, physical interactivities actually, yeah. So by implementing technology, the keyword there in immersive learning is not just the interactive physical virtual activities, but also it involves the use of technology. So any simulation, yeah, that is available just to get students immersed in the learning process, yeah, just to get them immersed. So we have to employ immersive techniques using technology, for example, yeah. So that's the way we perceive immersive learning. So nowadays with high technology, we always hear, and then during PicTL exhibitions also, I always observe immersive learning is usually about employing gamification. Yeah, we have a lot of staff talk about that. Simulation, AR, audio augmented reality, VR, virtual reality, and even developing this kind of 360 degrees videos, yeah, where we can move around virtually. So these are the now the current main tools, the trends in incorporating immersive learning into learning. Yeah, yeah. So that's the way. So we were trying to combine concepts of immersive anatomy, how to ease these anatomy students, demands. So we thought we needed to come up with something fun and attractive. So not just like technology driven, but it must have that kind of fun factor, attractive factor to attract or encourage students to come to anatomy course and be inspired to do all this memorization in their course, right? So we wanted the keyword was fun and attractive. So music we chose as the type of simulation which can be incorporated into this fun concept. And music also can be used in technology wise. So yeah, so we carry on with that concept. And also music is a very universal thing. Yeah, we all accept and somehow enjoy music in our own special way. So especially pop music. Yeah. So when I say pop music is like popular music. You know, music which is more friendly towards the general public's ears. Okay. So we wanted to focus on writing pop music to do this stimuli for the immersive learning in anatomy medical students. So we chose the genre as pop music. Yeah, so with pop music, it's also suitable because it's very trendy. So it can follow the generations. Yeah, so generations of students will always come and go and they will change. So pop music ensures the attractiveness of this research module. Yeah, so yeah, because pop music is more trendy, we can easily follow the current trends of music. It's highly relevant, you know, to students because these students, we must remember they are at a slightly different generation, so it's more relevant and they can relate it for themselves, more relatable to them. So it is more connection in the learning, in the songs, and of course through the memorization. So like for example, the trend now is K-pop. Yeah, so K-pop songs are very popular and these young students will know it well. So they have no excuse, yeah. So it's easy for them to relate to. So no excuse for them not participating in their anatomy course classes. So even our hardcore medical students will have no excuse um, to not feel attracted or encouraged to study anatomy now. So yeah, our immersive learning idea is all about fun in learning. Yeah, so it's fun in learning anatomy. Okay, to add that bit of fun factor. So now the objectives. So yeah, so it's quite clear there. So following this notion, so the research has chosen music as the technology and simulation to catch the attention of students and also to keep them engaged throughout the learning course, yeah, the learning session of anatomy. And yeah, so through this to develop and implement a musical-based approach in learning the function of muscles in the upper and lower limb. So now we know that a lot to learn in anatomy. So for this grant of like 2 years, we just focus on the muscles of the upper and lower limbs. Okay, and yeah, so the immersive learning side is this research can go on to study effectiveness and usefulness of using music songs in teaching and learning anatomy, and to boost students' engagement and make their learning more productive and worthwhile. So in a way also we can carry on by evaluating the effect of the newly developed module on medical students' level of academic performance, understanding, interest, stress, happy index, and so forth. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah. So as you can see, then what's the value of all this? Like I've explained a bit earlier. Fun, attractive, encouraging, improving, and make students memorize better. Yeah. So this kind of value added stuff, yeah, into this music anatomy, yeah. So I think these were the sort of winning factors of winning the gold medal in the PicTL 2020, I hope. So let me say maybe a bit about music and songs, yeah. So because if I want to generally define, songs and music actually are words, right? Songs are actually music with words, okay? Or if you make it easier, music with lyrics, okay? So it is easier to remember words in a song because we sing the words according to the melody of the song. Yeah, so songs are actually shown we can help us remember words better. Yeah, because we sing the words according to the melody. Yeah, because melodies they have a kind of phrasing. So I'm going more technical to music here. So if my musical background audience might relate more. So melodies have this distinctive phrasings, yeah, or groupings. Contours means the shaping, yeah. um, Form, the length of melodies. It can be short melodies or a slightly longer length of melodies and phrasing. Have different shapes, inflections, yeah, break off points. Yeah, even music melodies, we have break off points, we have punctuations. Okay, we need that. So like words in a language, we learn all these commas, full stops, um, even we have pauses, right? When we read or when we talk to each other, we speak, give speeches and all, we have pauses. Like what I'm doing now, I'm talking to you and I'm pausing sometimes, or sometimes it's more of a comma, sometimes more of a full stop, or sometimes I just pause for a longer time, right? So like words in the language, notes in music is similar. So we have these notes, right? The crotchet meaning. So if in layman terms, they call it all the tauges, right? So all these notes also are important in the form of constructing melodies, where to break off, where to continue on longer. So the overall idea is songs need to be coherent, yeah? So like talking and reading, writing even, we use language. So we need coherence. Coherence means something that another person can understand. Yeah, so for instance, if I'm just talking non-stop, blah, 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 you don't know where's my full stop, my comma, everything, even though I'm actually reading or saying the same things, but you won't understand what I'm trying to say, yeah, because it's all like one shot, like 1,000 words. I don't stop, I just read it on. So it doesn't make sense, right? Because even though the words actually is making sense, but you won't understand what I'm trying to say. So same as songs, yeah, it's just using the lyrics. I can't just simply construct the melody separately and the words separately. Then I say, okay, whatever melody I have, I just uh, I just fit it in with the words. It doesn't work that way. Then the coherence is not there. Okay. So it's all about coherence. Yeah. So music is meaningful on itself. We have instrumental music, right? Music without words. That's okay. But words and music, that means something. Okay. It brings meaning. You have to bring the meaning into the words, and the words have to mean to the music, and then you have to construct both together. They cannot work separately. Where you say, okay, I will construct a melody, you construct lyrics, and then we just chantom. It doesn't work that way. You have to come together, because you have to decide where are your phases, your break off points, your punctuations, and all that. Okay, so that is the sort of a definition of songs, yeah? Something that is combined. The words and music have to be done together, okay? Okay, so music also is meant to attract, right? Actually, music is it's an attractive thing, yeah? It's meant to attract. So in line with this research, yeah, we want to attract the attention of medical students in an anatomy course. So music is meant to attract and be attractive. Actually, Darwin has said before, mentioned music and songs actually they are very cognitive, they are very actually entity which is very cognitive, emotive, as well as indicator of physical ability. So I just take the cognitive and emotive part, yeah. So that's what makes music attractive. Being engaged in music is the attractive factor. For example, I think I would foresee that these anatomy students, when they see their friends singing the anatomy songs and then themselves joining together singing these anatomy songs in the class, will naturally create a very fun, wholesome environment, a very fun, wholesome learning atmosphere. So this is what we want. So to make their anxiety become less, and also we become less stressful, less worried, and maybe make them have the perception that anatomy could be less demanding to them. Yeah. And also memory, of course, yeah, just now we said make it fun, attractive, and also to help them memorize better. So memories, yeah, so this is many times proven also, especially in Harvard medical research. It shows that listening to and performing music reactivates areas in the brain which is associated with memory, speech, emotion, all the stuff. So music doesn't just help us restore or that just doesn't help us retrieve all these stored memories, but music also helps to create new memories, lay down new memories. So hopefully with these anatomy songs, with the words and the music, they will the memories will embed better in their cognitive mind. Yeah. Okay. So that's the technical part of music, song, anatomy, yeah, immersive learning kind of approach. Okay, let's go to the creative section. The fun part, yeah, the fun and attractive part. The process, yeah, the compositional process of making these anatomy songs. Okay, so the anatomy songs we plan to do in this research project will include anatomy terms, yeah, as its lyrics. So that is the main concern, main idea. The song will include the anatomy terms. So because we assume that these anatomy songs will ultimately help the medical students to memorize their terms more easily and in a fun, attractive way, and turn the anatomy class into a non-strenuous, not a dull subject. Okay, so make it not the dull subject anymore. All right, so this is the pictures of the processes. Yeah, so from the, let me explain a bit. So how we actually compose these anatomy songs. So the first step was the music composers, researchers, lecturers are meeting the medical doctors, yeah, for the first time. So all the muscles of the human body are identified. Okay, they sat down and tell us, okay, these are we are focusing on the muscles of human body and of the upper and lower limbs, most especially. Okay, so and then the anatomy terms are then determined. Okay, so we find some more, okay, which anatomy terms are important and want to be used, included into the song lyrics. And then the lyrics are then written accordingly. We found out that it's easier to section them. So there's the hand, the arm, the leg, the thigh, the foot. Okay, just to categorize them is much more better and easier. Okay, and then after that, we decided on the song composition part. Yeah, so we have to decide on what rhythms to use, what harmony and chords to use. What kind of melodies to use. So all this come together, yeah, rhythm, melody, harmony, and all. And of course, when all are decided, written down, planned out nicely, wrote line by line, note by note, chord by chord, the songs are finally recorded with our vocalist. Okay, and yeah, so that's the process from the anatomy terms to refining the lyrics, creating the song according to the lyrics, and then recording the music. Okay, so this was the first list we managed to discuss together. Yeah, so this was what the medical side gave to the music people side. Yeah, so You see, so all these words. So if we have any medical doctors, educators here, these are all, I'm sure, very familiar to you all. Yeah, so we have the muscles of the upper limb, and the one in the yellow colors. Blue is the lower limb. Green is the lower limb. The purple up there is for the hand, and the purple down is foot. Okay, even our foot have all sorts of terms there. So everything has its own term. So as you can see, this is just the upper lower hand foot. Okay, audience. So you know what kind of strenuous memorization activity these medical students need to face in their 2 years. So this is just a small part of their curriculum, right? So there's another whole body for them to memorize. So a lot of these Latin terms, yeah. I think if you mix them also, it can sound like a very kind of Harry Potter spell kind of words. Okay, so what we started on with, we chose the hand section, yeah, just now the purple part. So we took the hand. Okay, so I write out the words for you. So this is the, on the left is the anatomy hand muscles. So these were all the scientific names of the hand muscles. Okay, and on the right is what we discussed to actually include in the lyrics for the hand muscle song, or now we call it the hand song, officially hand song. Okay, so just side by side, if you can see there. So we have, so yeah, so our first discussion with Dr. Razif, are you here? Yes, we had a very many times friendly arguments. Yeah, Dr. Razif is the person in charge of the anatomy. He's the anatomy expert. So he was like, no, I want all these words to be in the song. You have to put all this in the song. Anyway, for myself and our expert music from University Malaya, Dr. Mazlan, we're like, how can you put all this? Because every word has like a different rhythm feel to it, you know, because words have syllables, right? So the syntax of it, the rhythm of the words, you know, it's all different, and we can't just like copy a melody, take a melody and paste it on these words and expect your students to sing it out, right? So that was impossible. So we had to do something more logic, more coherent, yeah, like what I mentioned just now, coherence is important. So coherence is the only way to make our mind memorize better, yeah, the connections. So we have to make like words, you know, sentences, simple sentences to picture the terms. So we had to actually refine many times, discuss what lyrics can be used, what words can be taken out. So this is the lyrics of the hand song. Okay, so a lot of editing there, and yeah, as a reminder, these anatomy songs is not doesn't mean that by learning these songs, the students do not have to read their books, they do not have to do exercises, they do not have to go to lectures. No, they still have to do all that. It's just a supporting supplement learning tool for them to memorize, yeah? But they can't discard their books, their research and everything. Okay, so let's take a listen to the song. Okay, let me see here. Yeah, so that's the gist of the hand song. Yeah, hope you all enjoy it much. So what do you think if you enjoy it here? Just imagine what can happen in your classroom, right? Anatomy classroom. Yeah, even the lecturers can move along with that. So yeah, it's fun for both the teachers and the students, I'm sure. Okay, so hopefully that sort of like brings down the anxiety and stress levels. So we'll see about that, how it affects their happy index. And yeah, so what the commercialization, yeah, so these are some of the potentials we foresee and the outcomes of the research. Okay, making an album a very effective teaching tool, copyrights, IPs, immersive learning, yeah, into the medical curriculum. So just to note here, if you all search in YouTube, yeah, anatomy songs, I know you can find a few, not many, but some songs, yeah, using anatomy words and terms, yeah, in their songs. But if you realize these anatomy words and terms, they try to make it all come together. It sounds like a rapping, a very speedy words, you know, one after another. So I find it's actually nothing musical, or it's not even catchy sometimes, not even memorable or singable, yeah. And sometimes they also use the melodies from people's music works, yeah, people's music songs, classical works like that, and then they use that melody into, and then they just add in this anatomy terms, yeah. So just change the lyrics and then they sing along to the melody of sometimes Mozart symphony lah, Bach, Beethoven symphony and all that. So therefore, I just want to say that the songs that will be produced from this project is actually unique, uh, most importantly, original. It is an innovation, and I think it's quite a breakthrough in the medical curriculum. So progress a bit, what's happening to share the latest. So it's still very being carried out today, Alhamdulillah, this research project. Very active, fortunately, yeah. Despite our pandemic situation, we have managed to keep within the milestones. So although we hope it will consistently manage lah, towards these next few months, we hope, yeah, when we start to implement the module towards the medical students. So actually, this project is carried out in phases. Yeah, so at the moment, we have done with the module development, the music development stages. So now we are currently in the video development stages, because we plan this music to be combined with dance movements to make it into the music video, which we believe will enhance and improve better the learning and memorization of our music, of our anatomy students. So, and finally, hopefully we get to implement this module to the medical curriculum and onto the medical students. Yeah, so let's hope for that. All smooth sailing, inshallah. And yeah, so this research is actually personally my first inter-faculty collaboration research experience. Interestingly, involving researchers from very contrasting fields, disciplines, yeah, music researchers like myself, together with medical researchers, art, science. So in many ways, it has its advantages actually in experience, yeah, in terms of organizing the research, keeping it running smoothly, and then, and most importantly, I think driven by the passion of our team members, especially our research leader, Dr. Halimatus, yeah, Prof. Madia Dr. Halimatus, which I think is, she's someone yang sangat berwibawa and knowledgeable. And she has a very clear vision of this project. So that has clearly made this project move much more, much more clearer and consistent. Yeah. So thank you very much. Well, this research actually is funded by GIPP and successfully brought together all these medical doctors, music researchers, composers even, and musicians. So we just want to enrich and contribute towards immersive learning. and then to attractively enlighten the curriculum, medical curriculum of anatomy. So yeah, so that is all for me today, which I can share with you at this time. My sharing today, I know may not be the finest, but hopefully it will be inspiring to students learning and benefit all educators out there in UPM and many more. Thank you very much. Yeah, Dr. Zato. Thank you, I'm done.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Camilla. It was a very, very nice to listen to the song. I believe that if I were the medical student, I think I may get a good grade. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, because yeah, it is very lively song, I guess. I
Yes,
think
yes.
some of the participants also agree with it with us. I think there was, I mean, a few a good comment, positive comment from the participant. Yeah. And then there was one question, Dr. Camelia, I think Dr. Lily, just
Mhm.
wondering, rentak or irama memberi kesan or the lyric itself or memberi medan in terms of engaging. That's the
Mhm.
from the Dr. Lily.
Yes, yes, Dr. Lily, yeah. The rentak irama, the rhythmic patterns, the rhythmic choice of the song actually, yeah. So that was what we were trying to come together and discuss and agree upon with our anatomy experts in terms of the terms, yeah. So the main idea was being fun and attractive. So we need a fun and attractive rhythms, tempo, speeds, rhythmic patterns, style of music. Actually, the style of music need to be fun and effective. So that's why we chose pop, something that can be moved to, danced, and all that, right? So that's why the lyrics became important as well, choosing the words for the songs. Yeah, because we need something, the terms of the songs to be rhythmically suitable with the rhythm and the song, rhythm of the song. Yeah, so maybe song, the shaping of the words need to have shorter syllables. Yeah, where is the break off points? Yeah, like we had long words like flexor and yeah, what do you have that? Yeah, a lot of stuff there. Um, yeah, we had like lumbricals, muscles, interesting muscles, and then thumb adduction, thumb flexion, and all this we have to synchronize the rhythm of the words with the rhythms of the melody, and naturally that will create the song structure. Yeah, because in language also, English as well as BM, we have kata, patah kata, yeah, we call it in BM. Where's the patah, like in sajak, puisi, our pantuns, we have nice phrasings of patah, right? So how we choose the patah? Because we have to choose what words we want to use, right? To share with the patah of the phrasing of the rhythm, right? So same for this writing, yeah. You need to choose the suitable patah in all these anatomy terms and then fit it into the natural patah of the rhythm of the songs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, there was one question from Dr. Chan Wei Yi. I don't know he or she. How much did
Mhm.
team take to compose each song?
Yeah. I think, there were, the composition process was quite, um, depends on the material, yeah. So first of all, depends on the material. So first come first serve, we chose to do the hand ones first. I can't remember, probably I think the discussion parts, yeah, refining the terms and the lyrics took about the same length of time as the musical process, yeah. um, well, if we sat down and really thought about it, it took us about, yeah, 3 months, yeah. But I'm sure, I think after this, it will hopefully get a much get the hang of it and get more into the rhythm of it. Yeah, 2 3 months It's nice to have a nice production sound. This from the process of note to note, writing down the notes itself, note by note, until the recording and the production process. Yeah.
Okay, Dr. Camilla, I think that this is a question from me. Dr. Camilla, I think but the one that the song that you just shared just now is only for the hand part, isn't it?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So how long? How in terms of the duration of the song? I mean, if to all the parts of the body, how long?
Mm, yeah, yeah. So that hand song is around circa about 3 to 4 minutes. Yeah. So we repeated it. So just to make sure, the students can repeat it twice at least. So that one was 3 minutes. So songs usually we try to aim at least within that 4 minutes range, 4.5 minutes range. Yeah. That's what we plan for the other songs, four
Mm.
and 4.5 minutes. Mm.
Okay, there's another question from Dr. Muhammad. Is the song created must be whole new chords and structure to avoid copyright, or can create
Yes.
song from existed song like just change few lines of lyric and
Mm.
so on?
Yes, yes, yes. So that was what I was saying just now. When you heard, if you surf the internet, there are many people who they borrow melodies from other people's songs, or even these classical melodies, from zaman orchestra, classical and all that, and then they change or they add on lyrics into these melodies, and then they say it contains that. Well, I'm not a copyright expert, but so the main idea of this GIPP is, is a big substantial grant, important. You are creating a breakthrough idea, innovation of to integrate music into the medical curriculum. So you have to give something that is innovative, originally creative, right? So the music side, yeah, my side, the music expert sides like UM's Dr. Mazlan. So we really worked hard to give something originally sounding. Yeah. So yeah, the ones you hear, the chord progressions, the melodic ideas is all original efforts lah. So nothing borrowed. We don't do that. Yeah. So to show authenticity and originality in this music module. Yeah, because and then this music module, like I showed just now, our outcome is we expect to copyright it into IP, copyright each songs and copyright the whole album itself. Mm.
Okay, Dr. Camilla, I think there are a few, participants. I think they said that they are excited if they can be used for the physical education, for example, and also for the veteran
Mm.
students. I think
Oh, yeah, yeah.
maybe soon. I think then you can cooperate with other lecturers in other faculty as well, I guess.
Yes,
Okay.
inshallah.
Yeah, there's another question from Dr. Cho. What genre in composition will you venture more in making more music for the medical officer?
Oh,
This
what genre? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank you, Dr. Chow. Yeah, like what Dr. Zato read my bio just now. Actually, I'm very much trained into all the serious classical orchestral music. So, but I don't apply those knowledge, yeah, 100% towards these songs, right? As you all can see. So we need, like I pointed out earlier, we need attractive styles of music for this kind of purposes, yeah, educational purposes, yeah. So they are not music students, yeah. So there are students from other disciplines. So what is the universal, relatable kind of genres of music? So that's why we specifically chose pop music, yeah. So pop music is a big circle, yeah. It's a big umbrella. It can be like pop rock or pop jazz or a bit of funk and all that. Yeah, so something that is K-pop and all that. So this kind of genres, we find that it's more attractive and more suitable for education curriculum. Yeah.
Okay, all right. There's another one question from Dr. Nohafiza. Do you have any music background?
Do you have any music background?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, do I have music background? Is it okay? I think she's asking. Yeah. I'm a music background person. Yeah, from if you want to know, I learned
Yeah,
music
answered the
since
question.
young. Is it that kind? Yeah.
I think
Or is
so.
it what kind of music?
Yes.
So fine. But do I provide musical
Maybe
background music?
have
Yeah,
you
instrumental.
probably
Yeah, background music tends to be more instrumental music. Means music without nyanyian, without words. Yeah, so those are instrumental music they call. But this one songs. So songs because we want to have words inside the music. So the words we use are anatomy punya terms.
okay. So,
Yeah.
any other questions for Dr. Camilla? Anyone? Okay,
Dr. Camelia?
Dr. Dahlia want to ask question there.
Yes.
Sorry.
Right. I was very. It was a very interesting sharing on your part, and somehow this particular GIPP effort is actually related to the previous webinar that Kate had held, yeah, which is on collegial leadership. So
Mm.
I was just wondering, for example, can you share what are the challenges or benefits that you have discovered by working across faculty, across discipline, in fulfilling this project.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, some challenges or difficulty. I think more of like I mentioned in my last section just now, we discovered more advantages actually. Difficulty, probably slightly less. Well, there was a difficulty in the beginning where mungkin the expectation, yeah. So expectation of our medical anatomy lecturers were like, oh, okay, this is our idea of doing this, including all these terms, medical terms. Okay, I'm sure you can fit all this into a few songs. And then from our side, it's like, oh no, we beg to differ. This is not the way to create music or to create art or to create songs. We need the balance, yeah, between words, because actually we have to do songs like I mentioned just now. Songs are like language also. We have our phrasings, we have our break-off points, punctuations, our patah and all that. Yeah, so those were some of kind of like I think more congenial difficulties lah, not really like very aggressive difficulties, yes, and more on that sort of processes, yeah. And then now we are more inclined and get to know each other's expectancy and all that. So we have the with this first song actually is good because we now understand each other, the general idea of the direction of the songs. Yeah, the songs is to highlight and supplement the curriculum anatomy, but not to entirely replace the textbooks. Yeah, the lecturers function in front there, standing and lecturing every week. Yeah, not to replace them, but to support and supplement the anatomy curriculum. And it helps also our doctors, medical. Most of them are very what you call very inclined and very suka music, yeah, so art. So that's a nice factor also to have someone who understands music as well. Yeah.
Okay, any other questions from the participant? I think we already have 11 o'clock. I think we need to finish, isn't it?
Okay. Yes.
I think from the secretariat, is it correct? But I think there was I mean, some participant asked whether they can hear, listen to the song for another time. Is it? Is
Oh,
it?
is it?
Is it possible?
Sure, sure. Okay, that's like outro punya. lagu penutup.
Yeah. I think
Yeah, so thank you everyone for coming. Yeah, Dr. Zato pun, thank you very much.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Let me see. I
Right.
open up again.
We listen that first, then we end the session.
Where do we go? Yeah, okay. Yeah. Oh, can see, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I just like try again.
This is our hand, and muscles consist of three intrinsic muscles. Sternum, hypothenar, and others. Sternum muscles for thumb flexion, thumb adduction, thumb opposition, and thumb adduction. Hypothenar muscles for little finger flexion, little finger adduction, and little finger opposition. Other three muscles of the hand are lumbricus muscles for MCP joint flexion, IP joint extension, interossei muscles, palmar and dorsal for finger movements. Palmaris brevis, improving hand This is our hand, and muscles consist of three intrinsic muscles. Thenar, hypothenar, and others. Thenar muscles for thumb flexion, thumb adduction, thumb opposition, and thumb adduction. Hypothenar muscles for little finger flexion, little finger adduction, and little finger opposition. Other three muscles of the hand are lumbricus muscles for MCP joint flexion, IP joint extension, interossei muscles, palmar and dorsal for finger movements. Palmaris brevis, improving hand grip.
Itu dia.
All right. So thank you very much, Dr. Camilla.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Zato, for
Share
a
the
very smooth session.
Okay, so I think we know that what was the secret of Dr. Camilla, how she won the PicTL. Okay, so it was a great effort from this kind of team. I think it was well done. I mean, a good job from this kind of group. We would like to see what are the output later on, and we will see whether it can give a good impact to the medical students and maybe for other students as well. All right, so thank you very much. So I think also for the participant, thank you, and thank you for from the Center for Academic Development, CADe-UPN, for organizing this kind of session. I think that's all. Is there anything that come from the Secretariat?
I think it's okay, yeah, Dr. Dahlia. So thank you. I just want to say thank you and congratulations to Dr. Camelia and also Dr. Zatul, as well as Dr. Dahlia. It's a very, for me, it's a great session. Okay.
Thank you, Taufan. Thank you very much. My pleasure, my honor. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Assalamualaikum.
Alhamdulillah.
Thank you, Dr. Wan.
Okay, so thank you, Dr. Ashraf, for joining us. Good.